What's up and welcome back to the NBA Breakroom. Coach Logan here, and we are going to break down just how can we expect the Boston Celtics to defend Steph Curry, specifically Steph Curry, right? Because he is the favorite going into this series to be the finals MVP, which means that the Warriors are also the favorites to win this series. And I figured that I would go back and we take a look at the two times that the Celtics and Warriors played this year, and we take a look at how Steph Curry was defended on his shot attempts, coming off of off-ball screens, on-ball screens. How did he get his looks, things like that, and how the Boston Celtics will need to adjust going into this series in the way that they defended Steph Curry. Take a look at this first clip here. As we pause right there, you can see that Jaylen Brown, he's not giving Curry a ton of space, but he is very relaxed, which you cannot be going against Steph Curry. As you get this pin down screen from Looney to Curry in the corner, you'll see Jaylen Brown tries to go over the top, but he's late. And when you're late and having to contest as hard as you need to contest against Steph Curry, you get a foul just like he does here and one. In this next clip here, we see Steph Curry in the pick and roll. So Marcus Smart is the primary defender here. You're going to get a screen from Draymond. And as we pause here, look how far off Jaylen Brown is. Now, I think this has more to do with the fact that they're in transition than the actual game plan. But you cannot give Steph Curry this much space coming off of a ball screen. It allows him to get down, attack Jaylen Brown, and utilize his step back to create space, and you get another three. Now, on this next clip here, you'll see the adjustment, right? Again, I think that had more to do with being in transition, but here you're going to get a screen, and look how much further up Jaylen Brown already is. Just by playing higher, it forces Curry to give the ball up early, but then they're going to go into their now infamous split post action. They get the ball into the post, and then you get this action where Looney is setting a screen for Curry. Now, if Jaylen Brown gets stuck on the screen, it's an open shot. If Robert Williams decides to help off of the screen and slide over to Curry, well, then Looney gets a slip to the basket for a layup. It's a very hard action to defend. You'll see Brown get stuck on the screen. It results in a wide open three, but he's unable to knock it down. Now, this next clip here, this is a horrendous shot. However, Steph Curry is capable of hitting these shots, and I just wanted to show this clip as a point of you have to find him in transition. This is off of a make. You can already see here there's miscommunication between the two Celtic defenders. They're not sure who's stopping the ball. Robert Williams understands somebody's got to stop the ball early, so he's there, but he accidentally screens his own man in a way as well. Off of a make, you got to find Steph Curry because he's going to come down and he will pull this 40-footer, which here is an awful miss, and when he misses, it looks like a terrible shot, but we know he's capable of making those shots. The Celtics have to find Curry early and get a body on him. Here again, you're going to see Steph Curry in pick and roll, and you'll see that the second defender, the screener's man, is up much higher than we saw in that first clip of Jaylen Brown. They're actually going to switch the screen here, but again, if you allow Steph Curry to get downhill like he does, he can create space for a shot. And these are just the kind of shots he's capable of making. That's not bad defense. That's just great offense from the best shooter ever. In this clip, you're going to see you get a double ball screen for Steph Curry. So he's coming off of this first screen here. Marcus Smart, you can see he's playing up aggressive because he knows you cannot give Steph Curry space off of a screen, and they actually switch it. It's the second screen that becomes the problem. Look how far back Robert Williams is on this ball screen. If you're sinking this far, this is called drop coverage, which is like a traditional way to play screen and roll defense. But when you're going against Steph Curry, you got to adjust. This drop coverage is not going to work. Take a look as he comes off of this. Robert Williams is way too far off and drop. That's a wide open three for Curry, and he misses that shot, but that's the type of look that you cannot give to Steph Curry. This is what you have to do to Steph Curry in pick and roll. You got to force him to be a driver, right? So you'll see here as we pause, Robert Williams is already up much higher. He's in a hedge position to be able to stop the ball. Now, Marcus Smart does cheat the screen a little bit. You'll see Marcus Smart's body starts to shift right there. Once he starts to shift and he's jumping over the top of the screen, he's denying Curry from using that screen, which I don't know if that was a decision he made on the fly, because usually when your big is hedging up like that, you want him to use the screen. That's where your help is. But Marcus Smart forces him to be a driver, and now you get the secondary help from Jaylen Brown, and you get a contested layup. That is what you want to do. When Steph Curry is in pick and roll, force him to drive the basketball. Force him to be a driver, not a shooter. Much better job by the Celtics. Something else you cannot afford to do against Steph Curry, you cannot afford to have miscommunications. Take a look here. They're in this horn set, which turns into flex offense. What flex offense means is that Steph Curry is going to cut through. He's setting a screen for the corner guy to flex cut across the lane, and then you're going to get a pin down screen from Kevon Looney for Curry at the top. Take a look at Smart and the defender guarding the corner man. I'm not sure who that is in the corner. You're going to see there's a miscommunication right there. Marcus Smart is telling his man to switch. Marcus Smart is telling the defender to switch, but he doesn't. He starts to come over the top of the screen. So Smart saying switch, he doesn't switch right away. All it takes is that half step. That half step allows Curry to get space, wide open three at the top, bang. You may have noticed a quick little wardrobe change because now I'm out of work. So I started this video on my lunch break and now we're home. But let's get back to the breakdown here. Once again, an example, you have to find Steph Curry in transition. As you can see, Wiggins does a great job getting into the lane and that collapses the defense in transition. That's why it's always great on the fast break. If you can get a paint touch and kick out, you usually get an open shot. But no one has located Steph Curry, who's the best shooter of all time. Without Steph Curry being located, you get a kick out, wide open three, and he happens to miss this one. But again, you have to locate Steph Curry in transition. Here, you have a little dribble handoff of Andre Iguodala. You're going to see the defender goes underneath, which you don't love. Not only does he go underneath, but because he goes underneath, he falls for the shot fake. With a great shooter, you want to go over the top of that. Curry does a good job coming off of it, forcing the guy to go underneath. Then Robert Williams hard hedges, and Steph Curry is able to split. But again, you'll live with that. Make Steph a driver, not a shooter. On this play here, you actually get an action that the Boston Celtics run a lot where they're screening their player into the pick and roll. So you're going to see Otto Porter is setting a screen on Robert Williams here, and Andre Iguodala is going to come off of this. That initial screen, look how far back Robert Williams is now. Because of that screen from Otto Porter, Robert Williams is in a bad position to be able to hedge this screen, which forces him into drop coverage. He's late, and Steph Curry gets a wide open three that, once again, he didn't shoot well on this night, but it's a three you cannot give up. Another example here of how crucial it is to communicate. Take a look at this play here. You have the swing to Iguodala, and once again, you're going to have this flex action where Curry is setting a back screen for Wiggins to cut through, and then he's going to come off of a pin down from Draymond Green. However, take a look at Curry's defender and take a look at Marcus Smart. There's a miscommunication. You have one player asking him to switch, but because Marcus Smart doesn't actually get hit by the screen and Curry is slipping this, when you don't feel a screen and you're being told to switch, you don't really know where the screen's coming from. I haven't been hit by one. So you have a miscommunication here, and it leaves Curry wide open. So much so that Draymond decides to screen Robert Williams instead of Marcus Smart. This shows the IQ of Draymond. Draymond knows the closest defender. Even though Smart is supposed to be the guy covering him, Robert Williams is the closest defender and the guy that's forced to help. So he sets the screen there, and you get a wide open three from Curry. So I think the biggest thing for the Boston Celtics in guarding Steph Curry and doing their best to try to contain Steph Curry, because you can't stop him, but if you want to contain him, the communication has to be on point. Here's another example. Otto Porter's going to come up and set this ball screen. Look, Robert Williams is letting him know he's coming through. The Boston Celtics here are actually playing in a zone defense. Jaylen Green is dropping into the wing. Marcus Smart is one of the top defenders. And then you have the guy guarding Curry right now. He's just trying to pressure the ball with 40 seconds left. Robert Williams is communicating that Otto Porter's cutting through, but no one accounts for him. You get this screen into the middle of the zone because Smart doesn't collapse. Smart probably should have collapsed here, forced to kick out to Draymond, who's not a good shooter, but he kind of just lets him go. Not very aggressive. You get a floater into the lane. And just like that, it's a 5-point game and it's effectively over. So after breaking down these clips, I didn't really take a look at the second meeting between the Warriors and the Celtics because Curry only played 13 minutes that night. I think that was the game he actually got hurt. But I believe it is crucial for the Boston Celtics to do two things. One, when Steph Curry is in pick and roll, you have to make him a driver or you have to make him a facilitator. If you allow him to play out a pick and roll and get any shot he wants, it's going to be a long series. We see in this game, he did not shoot the ball particularly well, but he still got great looks, and you cannot afford him to get these kind of looks in a 7-game series because he'll knock them down more than he won't. And number two, you have to communicate defensively. If you're switching, everybody's got to be on the same page. In pick and roll, you got to let the guy know that the screen is coming before he's getting hit. Are you playing drop coverage? Are you hard hedging? Are you soft hedging? All these things need to be communicated, and the guys that are in these actions have to all be on the same page. Even the guys away from the ball who are in help rotations, everybody's got to be communicating. Everybody's got to be on the same page. If you're not communicating defensively and you're allowing him to be a shooter and pick and roll, he's going to have a hell of a series. It's going to be a long 7-game series. Well, maybe even a short 5 or 6 games for the Boston Celtics, but time will tell. This game came at a time where the Celtics were struggling. They were 14-15 entering this game, I believe. In the second meeting, the Warriors lost by about 30. But again, Steph only played 13 minutes. I would have loved to break down that game and see what they did differently to Steph, but 13 minutes I don't think is really a fair assessment. What do you guys think, man? Sound off in the comment section below. Do you think that the Celtics are going to have a great defensive scheme for Steph Curry? Do you think he's going to have a rough series? Or do you think this is a series where he balls out and he finally captures his first Finals MVP? Let me know in the comment section below. If you guys like the video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to support the channel, become a member today. That link is in the description below. I will see you guys on the next video where I'm actually going to break down how the Warriors defended Jayson Tatum, who, if the Celtics win, would be the presumed favorite to win Finals MVP. So let's take a look how they defended Jayson Tatum. We'll take a look at that in the next video. I'll see you on that one. This has been the NBA Break Room. Peace.